I just dropped a clip today on Harmonious Man Clips. You want to hear my opinion on the whole Lil Wayne thing, but
Now let's talk about that shit right
I was going to
now.
say that I didn't want to speak on it, right? Because I know how controversial this topic can be because people can be like, you're a hater, you're blah, 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 you're this, you're that. Pollard called me and we're just talking, right? And then he's just like, bro, you see that Lil Wayne shit? And he's like, isn't that some bullshit? I'm like, yes. I'm like, thank you. Someone agrees with me that like, you know, has a normal view on this stuff where.
So,
okay, what were you going to say?
well, I want to hear you like the end of it.
So basically, my opinion on it is like I talked about this on the clip I'm talking about, but just to summarize it, like I've been friends with this dude named Cookie Dough, right? Or like close friends by like I've been around him a couple times. He was very very good. He was on these on all these companies. He was amateur for a long time, and everyone around him, all his friends and all the people around him were saying, "Why isn't this dude pro? Blah blah. He should be pro, and he's been am for a long time." And basically, just thanks to like his supporters, they were like kind of pushing the movement. He ended up becoming pro, right? That's a good happy ending story, but there's a lot of really good amateur skaters, not even amateur skaters, just people who are maybe sponsored or flow, who are ridiculously good, and they don't, I guess, have enough clout, and they don't get the recognition they deserve, right? But then Lil Wayne, just because of his clout and his like and his his celebrity, he gets this pro model. That's cool. And also the fact that he's able to do basically anything he wants. And also skateboarding is like challenging. It hurts. You can fall. He's so rich he doesn't have to deal with all that extra stress, right? He wants to do it because he genuinely fucks with it. That is awesome. But in my opinion, like in 10, 20 years,
So-
if this trend continues, right? If like I was bringing this example of like if Taylor Swift, her son starts skateboarding, and just because Taylor Swift is the biggest celebrity ever,
God.
she gets a pro model, and then The Rock
Fuck it.
Johnson gets a pro
This
model.
nigga Lil Uzi gonna be pro for almost.
That's what I'm saying. And then in 10 years, once like all this like the reason why skateboarding, in my opinion,
I've seen Lil Wayne decks though before.
Yeah, but it's like.
but this one they're considering a pro model.
It's like, all right, bro. I fuck with Lil Wayne and the whole him
Same.
trying to, you know,
I got
skate
something to
shit.
say, but continue.
I fuck with the whole him trying to skate shit, but like to be like, you know, try to surprise, you know, like how they, you know, like as you know, when they surprise somebody at a skate park, that's a tradition.
Yes, it is.
It's a tradition,
Exactly.
bro. For them to try to do that whole little shit.
Where they're
and
like,
oh,
you've been dedicating your whole life to this,
Like,
dude.
you're pro, like,
exactly.
First of all,
bro.
Like, come on,
what's
bro.
the background of the company that like signed him? Like, is it almost? Is it like
what
is it like a real skate company?
Isn't it like Thank You Skateboards or something else?
They're
I forgot
kind of
what-
got like
I
they got
forgot
clout,
the
right?
name. I'm trying to
Thank You
remember right
Skateboards?
now.
I think it's Thank You,
I
right?
don't know, but I seen Ralphie the P call
Can you-
him out.
can you-
know what I'm
can you
saying?
look
He
it
was
up?
like, how
Please,
does this nigga get a
who
pro
the
board?
low-
He can't even bust tricks. All he do is drop in.
And
Like,
that's
what's up with that?
And that's what I'm saying. And like, you know what? It's like it's kind of people can say it's like a little bit of like a low ball hit to be like, yo, dude, look at your skill level, whatever it is, right? But my argument was the reason why the reason why skateboarding is on the pedestal it is right now is because the core ground skateboarders who've been doing it for years now, right? They kept this like kind of like level of
Right.
like, you know, like you have to keep at a certain level to be pro, that you had to be a certain class, and like if
Quality
you were,
control.
there was so much quality control in skateboarding, and that's why it's so well respected, right? And then now if it's going to be so watered down in 10 20 years, once people made all their bread, once people had all their like the juice they could suck out of it, in 10 20 years when skateboarding doesn't have all the, you know, the credentials it has anymore because it's been all watered down, all these celebrities, they could just walk away from it and be like, yeah, that was a thing I did in the past.
Well,
I
I
don't care
think
now.
that-
But there's people who dedicate their whole lives to it, and so, you know,
Yeah,
whole
bruh.
thing
You
to
could,
them.
but you could
It's
say
just-
that argument onto any type of medium.
That's
you
true.
know, like just because, you know, Kanye West or Lady Gaga are like platinum selling artists, that doesn't mean that like you shouldn't make music. You know what I'm saying? And like my whole question,
Nah, no, that's not it.
Well,
No.
well, here
a
this
different
this is gonna
example.
help. This is what's gonna help me form my like ultimate like perspective on it. Like what defines a pro skateboarder? It's the fact that they get able to pay off their rent, and like as a professional, right? That's my perspective
That's
on
not
being a
the-
professional.
That's not the definition. Of
I think as long as you're able to pay your bills, you're a professional X. Like you're
If
professional.
you get paid
whatever.
for skateboarding, that's
Yeah.
professional.
I guess, you know,
You're a professional tattoo artist, so you get paid to tat, and you drive around that gas and all that.
I guess by
But
the
it's different in
yeah.
skateboarding, bro. That's not the same.
It's like by the book, by terms. I guess yes.
Is there
that-
like a fucking like regulators and a board they have
no,
to?
no, there
No,
isn't. But let me
but
ask you this, Blaze.
I
Let me
think
put
it was
this.
I think it was just a reach.
Let me put this example in your
That's all I'm
ballpark,
saying.
right? What if I had so much celebrity. I was like almost the Michael Jackson of the world, right? And then I just decided to start doodling and like getting in your lane of like making little doodles and and making T-shirts and ashtrays and all this stuff, right? And then people start going like, Michael Jackson's going crazy with this blah blah or whatever. Right? They give him all the
Happens every
respect in the
day.
world. You wouldn't feel like, damn, like bro, like this fool just completely entered my lane based off his celebrity, not based off his talent.
That's
Nope.
cap.
That happens
cap. That's
every
cap.
day. Hell no. What? Bro, I'm aware people follow me, you know? Out of the 90,000 motherfuckers who support me, there's bound to be one famous person in there just like, oh, this is how you do it. You know, it's all good. I ain't tripping. Like, they can't, you know, you can't buy this shit. You know, you can
can't
be a
argue that
celebrity.
with- you can't argue that with
Well, you're kind of like comparing like apples and oranges just because with like, whenever you drop clothes, you know, you could be, you know, what if I never thought of an idea in my life? You feel me? I could still conduct a team and be seen as a professional. Whereas
but like-
with skateboarding, it's a one man army. So you are representing
I-
yourself. You cannot be like, oh, this is the brand.
I'm talking about from the perspective of a person who's hung out with many different skateboarders.
I met hella talented
of all
kids
kinds
who never got signed,
who
yeah.
have dedicated their lives to this shit. And not only that,
Broken
but
bodies.
some of them have actually gone to the point of amateur, right, or whatever it is.
Yeah, we
and
get flow, all that.
flow, all that, right? But just maybe based off their style or the way they look, people like just don't gravitate towards it. And I guess it's more of a business decision, nothing personal type shit, right?
Well-
it's like, hey, your boards don't sell. Sorry, Lil Wayne's boards sell 10,000
I mean-
a day. So
I mean,
sorry, whatever your name
The
may
proof
be.
is
you
in
know?
the pudding, though. It's in the word professional. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you're gonna have to have some level of business orientation to
Yeah.
be considered a professional. So of course you're gonna have to be Ryan Sheckler. You gotta be the Bam Margera. You gotta be marketable. You feel me? But there's also there's plenty of skateboarders, you know, who just aren't handsome and like aren't
Yeah.
cool as them that could still work.
That's true.
But you see the same with music, you know.
But at the end of the day, here's my take, right? Is yes, Lil Wayne is bringing new eyes to skateboarding. He's bringing new sponsors and new, people to skateboarding that probably would not have fucked with it if Lil Wayne did not fuck with it. That's a good thing, right? It's bringing money to skateboarding, which helps out the new people or the underground people that I'm talking about as well, right? But I'm just saying that I feel like this could potentially, in the 5 to 10 year range, water down skateboarding to such a point that it pops the bubble and people are going to look at a skateboarding as like a yo-yo. They're going to be like, oh man, that thing that fucking The Rock Johnson used to promote?
Not
yeah,
true.
whatever.
I think the heritage is like so strong right now.
Well, let's hope it stays strong. And but a part of the heritage is keeping the quality standards. You know?
Well,
Got Ezzo in the building, man. What's the deal?
you know, if what they say, if a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, did it really fall? You know.
nigga, yes.
How's that compared to this?